Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 165 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekly edition, and actually this is take 2 of the weekly edition, so if you want to know why this is happening, all you need to do is stay tuned. Well, like I said, the second take of the weekly edition. I usually pride myself on being able to do one take and away we go, and shooting 2 videos a week, that's really a necessity. But the project that I worked on this week, I just don't like. And I'm going to take you outside and show you what I was doing. The project for this week was going to be lumber storage in the space underneath my grandkids' clubhouse. That's what was going to be the project. And I was going to get all the wood off my trailer and get that going. Well, we got all the wood off the trailer and it is on the storage rack like I'd hoped, but I'm not happy with the rack. So I don't like to show things that I'm not happy with. Things that are unsuccessful and they just say things that I've never done before, okay, you'll learn. But there's a safety element here too. If I've all of a sudden got my grandkids or other kids standing in line waiting to grab their boards and the whole rack falls over on them, that's just not safe. And I don't like what I've built. So I'm going to be redoing it. The problem with what I did was, fly in here, I had an idea in my head, but it was more expensive to build, and I fell victim to the let's cheapen it until I can do it, until I'm okay with it. And I got to that point, and I knew there would be some issues. I thought I had found cheap ways to rectify them, but it didn't work. So I'm going to take you off the tripod and show you what I did. And, you know, in some cases it might work, but for the amount of material I want to store, it doesn't. So let me grab the camera and show you how I wasted a day this week. Okay, well, you're looking at the deck that Charles and I installed last week. And yeah, the front of the clubhouse, the soffit's on, everything, that's going really good. But the lumber storage that I want to have is like this. I want it underneath this 3-foot overhang that the attic, yeah, that's what we'll call it from now on, the attic hangs over the little storage shed. Yeah, what's wrong with this? Well, first of all, okay, let's talk about the problems first. Let's talk about what I'm hoping to store here, and I think that'll make this all a little bit clearer. I've got room in there, I'm quite confident, for about 600 board feet. So right now there's 350 board feet of pine, and I usually order 500 board foot lots, and I have about 200 board feet of birch maybe coming this week yet. So I would say that given the right stand, I can get 700 board feet of wood in here, which is the most I ever hope to have. Now, let's just remember here for a second that half of this building, this 8 feet, half of it is pretty much to the top with lumber. And I have a feeling that maybe that'll become somebody else's problem someday. The bulk of it is quarter sawn birch, narrow birch, that I'm hoping to mill into flooring, and I'm kind of working on something for that right now. But anyway, okay, so yeah, there's room here. Thank goodness, I was happy with that. I really thought I'd have to build 2 of these and take the other side of this building, which is the same, but my wife wants to use that for bikes and things like that. So, okay, well, what's the problem? Let's start talking about those issues. See, I don't like this bouncy. And you know, there's about 350 board feet here now. I think I could get more in here if I had a stronger stand, and that's what I'd like to have. So, yeah, this is, in my opinion, a bit dangerous. If I have students here that, let's say we all go out to the lumber pile here to grab boards for their projects, provided I have students this next year, um, I just don't like it. I don't feel good about it. So I guess as much as I hate to do this, I have to write this off as a learning experience. I saw some potential. A mock-up maybe would have helped, but I guess maybe this is the mock-up. But everything's just too light. And the holes that I drilled into the 2x4, I mean, you can see them there. You can see a row of 3 there above that second pile. I put quite an angle on them, hoping that, counting on the fact that as you put the pipe in there, it would crush and level off, but it doesn't. That 2x isn't anywhere near strong enough for that. So I will come up with a different design, and when I build it, I will show that to you. But the build that I'm going to do, the next one, there'll be some serious welding involved. I'm going to go back to my initial plan. See, I had those cross pieces there. I had them up like almost 20 degrees, and they're already sagging. So this is just not strong enough. So, like I say, the structure that I'm going to make, I think, is going to be it will be made out of steel, and it will sit on the ground. I'm going to level that out and get that going. What I'm going to do in the short term here is take the lumber out of here because I don't trust working around it. And we're going to just stack it neatly back here somewhere and throw a tarp over it. And then I'm going to get the encasement made, like the 3 sides made, get the bottom done, and then I'm going to weld together the stands that will hold the wood. So anyway, yeah, I guess you win some, you lose some, and maybe it's the pressure of shooting YouTube video all the time that I sometimes get a little bit discouraged and disappointed when this didn't work or when things don't work, because you've shown it to other people. I guess when I have to check off the boxes for whether this is education or entertainment, I just check entertainment because, yeah, there are ideas here, but I wouldn't necessarily, some of the things get redone. Although I usually show that because I try to be honest with you guys on my channel. So this is definitely a redo. It's not safe the way it is. It might work, but it's not safe. So anyway, first of all, it's too bad I couldn't use any of the footage from what I shot yesterday because my granddaughter was in some of it. You couldn't see her face, obviously, for YouTube reasons. And then she held the camera for a bunch of it too, which I really appreciated. So, sorry, Ryan, we'll get you, we'll get some video of yours in the big screen yet. So anyway, so now you've seen what I'm up against. The next stage here is, like I said, to finish these 3 sides off and the floor. And then, I don't know if you can see underneath here, the attic is going to get wired. So that's hopefully going to happen in the next little while. And then the other side will get done, and then steps, and then once the wiring's done, we can insulate and get vapor barrier on. And if I get that far, that's not going to happen, but that's as far as we'll get this year. So anyway, let's go back into the shop and close this off. Well, now you saw my failure. I guess that's the way it is sometimes. I'm assuming that everybody else out there in YouTube land never makes mistakes, or at least we never see them. In a case like this, I did not want to pass this off as something that worked, because there are huge safety concerns involved with this. And since I am still very much in tune with that from working at my job, in the school system for 32 years and working with students to this day, anything that can go wrong with kids probably will. And the bill for the steel that I'm going to use to make my racks will be cheap compared to the potential lawsuit or whatever that could happen as a result of not doing things properly. So, yeah. And I also don't like to show you things that, I could have passed it off. You get your camera angles right. I could have passed it off that it was all wonderful, taken some of the wood out. But no, again, that's not honest. And I don't want to show you how to do something that isn't, in my standards, safe and correct. So anyway, with that in mind, I guess we'll chalk this one up to experience. I learned a lot. Some positive, some I wished I would have known better. But anyway, that's the way it is. So I'm going to go buy nice heavy 2x2 steel and basically construct an L like this, which sits on the ground. And then the back will be tethered to the building so it can't come forward. But those three standards, they're going to cost me a bit of money. But hey, like I say, I wouldn't want to live with the fact that some kid is seriously hurt, or I'm seriously hurt, because I got buried by a pile of lumber. So anyway, with that in mind, I guess, like I say, experience, and yes, a failure, but I guess the old cliche is a failure is only a failure if you let it beat you. And yeah, this one beat me yet until I reshot this. But anyway, yeah, with that in mind, for more woodworking tips that don't work out, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching. And thank you to my granddaughter for the help, and grandson for the help they did carrying wood, getting things in there. I so much appreciated them for that. So anyway, with that in mind, we'll see you on the weekend edition, and hopefully I can get something to work out for you then.